Today we're going to talk about what I consider the most valuable tool I own. What tool, you ask? My digital Phase 2 scanner. Well, both of them. Some might call them police scanners, and while you can use them for that, you can listen to many other things ranging from air traffic to sports races to weather radio and all sorts of things in between. Early on today, I'm going to mention the huge downside of these devices. Price. They're far from cheap. Good tools rarely are cheap, unfortunately. The reason I think my scanners are worth their weight in gold is weather. Not the typical 4 seasons in a day Iowa weather. No, not here in River City, but severe weather like tornadoes and derechoes and ice storms. You might be wondering, don't you have news weather people and weather radio alerts for that? Sure, those are okay if you're in the right place and you get the information ahead of time. They're great even. But when you're in that group that experiences the weather before the news reports it, before the weather radio and storm sirens go off, then not so much. News weather radar can be, 15 or 30 minutes behind, and sometimes more. Tomorrow, for example, at least where I live, if the forecasters are to be believed, we could see some severe weather. Tomorrow is an example of a day I'll have my police scanners running. A tornado or thunderstorm could develop in what feels like the blink of an eye. Let's now flash back a few years to a day where a tornado passed danger close to home and took the roofs off some businesses down the street. It was a nice-ish day until it wasn't.
Semis overturned down at Windsor Windows.
Right over 601.
There's a little thing over the Kearns Farm.
Copy that. I'm going to go up to Bearsley and east and then back down.
There's a bigger one that's trying to form and also dying out just north of Kearns Farm, too. Des Moines Micron from Westcom. Des Moines Weather from Westcom on Micron. They keep coming and going so quick.
Fire on my truck.
This is Des Moines Weather, go ahead.
Oh, Fire, I've got visual on that tornado on the ground over Warrior Run Golf Course.
Thank you so much. We hear your report. Des Moines Weather clear.
$250.
4250.
I've got a rotation about a half mile south of Highway 5, 42nd Street.
Copy, another rotation, please, South Highway 5. 3036. I got debris over the roadway. Highway 28 in Delaware. A lot of trees down. I think maybe some roofing from Windsor Windows. Got some power lines down this way as well. Copy. Road's completely closed. Last night, I-35 was shut down. I don't know if I-35 is still shut down, but if it is, Highway 28 is not passable right here. Copy.
Now imagine those streets and businesses are the ones you know. Maybe the street you live on and the places are just down the block. People you know just had their roofs removed from their homes. Softball-sized hail is falling, pulverizing homes and cars. At some point, the storm sirens go off and the news says,
"If you live in this part of town, head to your basement. We have reports of a tornado on the ground and damaging hail."
But if you lived where I did that day, much like when the guy interviewing asked Ethel not to look, it was already too late. Boogity, boogity. Enter my digital phase 2 scanner. Because I had my portable scanner running, I heard the radio traffic from emergency services talking about the path of the storm and where the tornado were popping up. After the storm passed, I had an idea of the damage around me, what streets were safe to travel, etc. With my digital phase 2 scanner, not only can I hear all the police and fire and EMS radio traffic, but also useful and unexpected sources like city buses and snowplows. That's a lot of eyes not only for weather spotters, but traffic reports, road conditions, and real-time events. You may have noticed I keep saying digital phase 2 scanner. I'm not just using scanner nerd lingo. I'm not even sure if that's scanner nerd lingo now that I think about it, but anyway, what's important is these days you can't just use any old scanner from Radio Shack back in the day to listen to pretty much anything. The digital radio system used today can be quite complex, well beyond my ability to break down. I just want to listen to stuff, not how the complex network of radios and blah, blah, blah are connected, blah, blah, blah. I suspect most people are in that same boat. This is a good point to discuss the two different scanners I have. While they're both capable of many of the same things, they also have some big differences. The first is my handheld portable scanner. If you want the simplest push a button and go experience, look for a unit with simple programming as a feature like this United Home Patrol Trunk Tracker 5 has. With simple programming, all you do is turn it on and enter your zip code. The device has a built-in database and updates its programming to match that entered zip code. It has a ton of options in the settings for types of traffic you want to enable or disable on that simple programming. You may have to lock out or tell the unit not to listen to a frequency in a default bucket, but you'll at least get most of what you're looking for just by entering your zip code. Besides easy programming, the portable nature of the scanner is very nice. You can easily take it with you or loan it to someone, and because all you really need to know is how to change the zip code, it doesn't take much for even those with no technology experience to use it. My other scanner is a larger, not handheld one. It's one like you'd use in, say, a dispatch office, or maybe mounted in the cab of your semi-truck as part of your radio setup. My larger scanner doesn't do the simple programming, but you can get units that do have that feature. On the one I have, you either program it by hand using the menus, or connect it to your computer and use a program to do the heavy lifting. Either way, it's much more daunting to set up than just entering a zip code. I relied upon videos from the EROD 1944 channel to set up my larger scanner. Compared to the handheld unit, I think the button and knob layout on the larger unit make it easier to control on the day-to-day stuff, turning on, changing volume, locking out or enabling something, that type of stuff. For something you keep in the same spot, it's convenient. And once you learn it and have things set up, it's easy to use in general, but it's also easy to accidentally add and enable or disable something and feel like you broke it. Bookmark a channel like the EROD channel for when oops happens to you and you need to know how to fix it. I'd also say my larger scanner has a little better reception and is easier to use, add an external antenna for, due to it being more of a fixed location unit. The handheld unit is more portable, it's easy to take with you, or if you need to loan it out, it's easy to do so. It's battery powered, so it will still function when the power goes out or when you're out and about. You can change or use an external antenna, though I think you need to keep that portability still in mind. One other feature you can get in both style scanners that I only have in handheld scanner is the ability to use a memory card and record the traffic. The feature works, but I pretty much don't use it. If I was only going to own one, I'd go with the handheld scanner. Some aspects of my desktop scanner might be easier to use, like the button setup, but because the handheld scanner is portable and battery powered, it wins. Unfortunately, both the handheld and fixed scanners are expensive, and they're so close in price to not make price a factor when picking one or the other, at least in my book. But even for as expensive as they are, I consider my scanners worth their weight in gold. They're not a like-to-have tool in my book, at least for where I live. They're a must-have tool. So how do you feel about digital phase 2 scanners? Is it a must-have tool for you or a like-to-have tool? Let us know in the comments. That seems like the perfect spot to end today's video. If you enjoyed today's presentation, like it, share it with your friends and family. Those things are free, and they really help the channel greatly. If you'd like to help us make more of these videos in the future, look into becoming a member. Fred and I really appreciate you getting this far. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a nice day. What a catch. The catching corks. Strikes again. Alright, I'm going again for you. Ready? Whoa, what a catch. What a catch. Oh, that was a good one, Fred. Oh, okay, that was my fault. You're right. You're right. There's no more teeth, Fred. You ate them all. Look, you're already having to play fetch with your big anchor stuck on the couch. You get so many teeth. All right, here we go. Ready? What a catch. What a catch. Fred, you're on point today. You're on point. He earns a biscuit. Ready? There's none left. Okay, here we go. Oh, what a catch.